Well, guys, welcome back for day 52 of completing my 20s. Out here in nature once again, catching a damn vibe. Did the old daily checklist today. If you've been watching, you know I got a daily checklist I follow through with every day. Come in to check in with you guys, kind of just go over how my day was, what I had at the gym, and things like that. This series is pretty much me just completing my 20s, going through experiencing life as an average 20-year-old and sharing it with you guys. Today I hit back at the gym and just had work. I will say one thing I did want to talk about in today's video is about the journey and the process of going through your 20s, and how when you're like doing what I'm doing, like my whole point of this series, I'm gonna move this up a little bit. The whole point of this series is kind of to like become successful or just grow, whatever that even means. You know, that might be different for everybody, but for me, it's like just to get to where I want to be in life and kind of make sure every day that I'm doing that. And half of that is physically, well, it's spread up between like my physical health, my education, how smart I get, the way I deal with people and my emotions. Like I want all of that to grow, and then my financial status. Like I want everything in my life to grow. I'm not just aiming at one. But as I'm doing this and I'm trying to become a better person, and I put out videos, and I'm on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And I was posting on TikTok, you know, and I have a lot more people I know on there versus YouTube. You guys are like, whoever watches, and any new viewers, you guys are the only people who watch my stuff. I don't like to show people my YouTube, mainly because like I don't want to force them to watch it. If they find it and they enjoy the content, good, watch it. That's what my content's for. It's not for me to go out and get as many views as I can. It's for people who will sit down and enjoy what I have to put out and value my information that I try to provide that is valuable. So, but anyways, I post on TikTok, you know, and I realized, like, as you're on this journey, and you're, like, for me, I'm working 40 hours a week, which I expect most 20-year-olds to be doing, or in school, you know, at least working. I'm in the gym, you know, and I'm continuously working on my videos and creating content. And my content's about like bettering yourself and thinking more positively and not getting mad so quick, and just all kinds of different stuff about just progressing in your life. But it's crazy how the people closest to you will take advantage of the way that you put out your information and hold you to a standard that's so high that it's almost impossible to fulfill these people's expectations with how they expect you to be. It's like I started putting out this content and I tried sharing information, and I guess like people got it mistaken for me as like me trying to put out these videos as if I'm someone who's perfect. Like, no, I definitely am still gonna make mistakes, you know. This is a little bit of a rant, but it's also something I wonder, or I was like, I kind of would like not be surprised if you guys went through this same thing if you were in this process. There's people close to you who will just think that now that you're doing this that you're some perfect person, and no one's perfect. You know, you can work all you want, you can try as hard as you can, no one's perfect. And so what I've realized is I'm just going to stay loyal to my YouTube. TikTok was fun, but it's just getting too personal. And I read a quote today that also said, the less you say, the more valuable your word is. And I don't think that's necessarily true, because I've heard a lot of people talk a lot and say a lot of valuable information. But what I do think is true is that it's important to be silent more often, especially when you know you're dealing with somebody you can't convince. One thing about energy, or like, and I'm not talking about energy as like energy, I'm talking like the way someone acts towards you, whether it's good or bad, you don't reciprocate energy. You do as you feel, and as you know is right. I shouldn't say you do as you feel. You should do what you know is right, and not how someone else is treating you. You don't treat others the way you want to be treated. You treat others as best as you can, you know, because other people are not going to treat you good all the time. And you just have to try your best to continuously find a point in your mental where you can finally accept. And I don't think when you get into altercations things, I don't think you should apologize, but I do think you should just stay silent when you can and just sit with the thought, even though sometimes it hurts. Like today, I was just bothered all day by some things that happened over the weekend, and like I didn't apologize, but I ended conversations, and I definitely spoke out of anger when I got into these altercations. But it's like people do things to you over and over again and expect you to have no reaction, and then the second you do, you're such a bad person. Even because I'm trying to show people that I'm like trying to work on myself. So I don't know. It's just like that was kind of a rant. But as you're going through your 20s, I feel like if you're watching this, that's something that you could definitely relate to. And if you're on this process, I've realized I just need to be quiet more often. You know, really just stop speaking as much, retain more, and on this journey, like I've realized, like as I keep doing this day by day, I think all day. I don't know why, but it's just been on my mind so much, like this content creation, getting information out, and like taking advantage of the opportunities we all have while we're young on social media and AI and tools that we have. I like to take advantage of it, and I think that if I just stay consistent, I do it, it'll pay off. Not only for myself as a person growing, but hopefully as a channel and creating a community. So yeah, I think all that will be working, but nobody around me is kind of on that same page as me. And I also don't want to just put out a ton of content that's just not useful to anybody. Like I used to think like put out more videos, but I've realized like when I stick to my 4 to 5 videos to you guys, those 4 to 5 videos I usually have, I feel like always something good to talk about, and it's like a 10-minute, it's a longer video, and I can just keep talking to you guys more. And it just, yeah, it gives me more to talk about rather than just checking in with you guys and not saying as much, which if that's what I gotta do some days, that's what I gotta do, to check in, especially during the week. But yeah, I'm just sitting out here by the water. I think I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna try and meditate more, because I feel like my patience, that's what caused me in my anger, is my patience. But yeah, I'm gonna try and meditate more to hopefully get my patience a little more under control. Continue blaming myself for certain actions. Usually there's always a way you can blame yourself, and that's how you hold yourself accountable and become more responsible, I've realized. So keep doing what I'm doing. Like, I don't know, today I felt like I got like put back a while because like I lashed out over the weekend on one of my friends and my sister. So it's like, I don't know, it was bothering me today because they both correlated it to like the content I post, and I started questioning myself a lot, like how am I supposed to put out this information if I'm not holding myself to the standard of acting by it. But I realized like I am gonna make mistakes. I need to understand that, and yes, I'm gonna blame myself, but I know at heart this wasn't a. I'm glad I figured some things out. I'm glad I learned from this experience, I should say. And yeah, I'm gonna try and get my patience under control, meditate a little bit more every day, continue doing my daily checklist: 50 push-ups, 25 pull-ups, creatine. I'm gonna try getting my protein up more, get my weight up, and I'm just gonna start giving you guys more videos. I'm gonna try and post on the weekends and stuff more. I know I've been saying that, but I'm going to, because I think I'm just gonna chill on the TikToks, because that kind of audience, I just realized, isn't for me. TikTok has a lot of trends and stuff. I'm looking to build a long-term community, and YouTube's been around for a while, and people who are on here I feel like are more loyal and more to home, versus people on TikTok are just there for the trends and a ton of crap that I don't even really want to be associated with. I don't think that's part of my content, even though I think it could drive attention and following, whatever. I'm good on it. Too many close friends on there. But yeah, continue working, guys. If you got any questions in the comments, anything you guys want me to talk about in my videos, please feel free to let me know what's going on. Yeah, I love talking to you guys. I'm gonna try, like today was a good day. Like I wanted to come home and I wanted to record this video for you guys. I was motivated to, just because I had the time, the weather's nice, and I had something I want to talk about with you guys, which is what I did. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in for day 52 of completing my 20s, and I'll catch you guys for day 53.